I'm sure people would love to know, who you are, Charles. What's your role kind of with Ledger, and more importantly, your story. How did you get into Web3?
Yes, sure. So Charles Guillemet, I'm CTO at Ledger. So CTO means Chief Technology Officer. So I'm basically in charge of everything related to the technology, engineering, security, infrastructure, everything tech. My background is cryptography and security. Um, these are topics I'm interested in since I'm 12. When I got a computer, the first thing I started to do was to try to understand how it works and if it's possible to break them. So I did some hacking back in the days. So it used to be my hobby, and it became my job a long time after. After that, I studied computer science, mathematics, and cryptography. And after that, I worked in cryptography and security, mostly hardware, but not only. And I discovered Bitcoin in 2011. At this time, a friend of mine was mining with his own computer. At this time, it was possible. And he was talking about Bitcoin like every day. So I decided to have a look. And I studied the cryptography, the decentralized consensus, the way blocks are chained, making a blockchain. All of this, the technology, but I didn't get it. I was like, oh, the technology is really interesting, but what's the use case?
Right.
This thing won't ever happen. I remember I said something like this to my friend. So when I joined Ledger in 2017, he asked me if I finally understood, and I think this is when I started to understand. And for me, the biggest revolution that is brought by Bitcoin and crypto in general is the permissionless aspect, permissionless money. You can really own your value, and you don't have to ask the permission to anyone to own it. And this is possible because you have self-custody and decentralized consensus. Those two things are very powerful.
Awesome. And then what attracted you to work with Ledger?
Again, I was deep into cryptography and security. I worked in this area, either building security solution based on hardware, but not only, or trying to break them. I also worked in security evaluation lab, and our mission day to day was to find vulnerabilities, doing security evaluation and this kind of thing. And when I joined in 2017, that was a small startup. And first of all, I really liked the idea of joining again a startup. I really prefer this type of atmosphere.
The fun atmosphere.
Yeah,
in everything a very exciting space.
Exactly. And it never stops. Everything is excited, motivated. And you can feel that if you really want to, you can move mountains. And I really like this. And secondly, when I joined, my mission was to create the security department of Ledger. And in 2017, it was a small startup, only 40 people. The security department was nothing, only me.
Yep.
So I built everything from scratch, and it's really exciting to build a new thing from scratch. I built what we call today the dungeon. This is our internal security research team, and what they do day to day is to try to find vulnerabilities on our devices, on our products in general. They do also security research. They really try to raise the bar for security in the ecosystem in general, for Ledger product in particular, but not only. They also do security research in general. And after that, I also created the certification team. So my idea was, we are selling security, and it's very easy to claim security, but what kind of evidence can you provide? And as I was coming from this world a bit, I thought that security certification was a good argument. So I created this, and we went through different evaluation to obtain certification for our products. And in 2019, I became CTO, and then not only in charge of security, but also in charge of building the product and creating the technology.
You just got back from a talk earlier, correct, on a new protocol that you guys have? Or?
So Ledger devices are well known for security your cryptocurrency key, and to to help you authenticate yourself. When you use the device to as a second factor authentication or passkeys, this is something that we are implementing. You are proving that you are the one that you pretend to be. When you are sending Bitcoin, when you are interacting with an Ethereum blockchain, what you do is authenticate yourself and prove that you own this specific account, specific address. So ledger devices are really great for that. And in general, blockchain are great for authentication in a decentralized manner. They are great for integrity. It's built in the protocol, like everything is immutable, and the way the blocks are chained enables integrity. And they are great for non-repudiation. That means that if you did something in the past, you cannot pretend you didn't do it because you cryptographically sign a transaction and it has been timestamped. So you have those three properties, but there is one missing property, which is confidentiality. There is no real confidentiality on most blockchain, but even more as a user, if you want to be sovereign over your data, there is really nothing. And from this idea, we were like, there was something missing, and the devices are great for securing secrets in general. So we could leverage them to secure your secrets for encrypting your data. And the ledger keying protocol is really this. It's a protocol that enables you to generate keys. And with these keys, you will encrypt your data, and you will be able to share with whom you share your data. And it's a pretty big deal. And there are plenty of use cases. For instance,
what are some applications of that?
If you think of Telegram, Telegram today, like what you are doing is giving away all your data of all your conversation to Telegram servers, and then this is how it works. We would like to have something different. If you think about this, as a Telegram user, what you would like to do is to do end-to-end encryption from you and me, and then you could use your ledger device to implement this protocol. For group conversation, it's also possible because the protocol enables to have group keys and this kind of thing. You can also think of like Google Photos. You know Google Photos, when you use it, what you do is giving away all your photos. And when you want to share photos with your friend, what you do is asking Google the permission to share your own photo. It's weird. It doesn't make sense. And we could build the same type of service on a sovereign manner. And to do so, the idea would be you simply need a storage server. It doesn't really matter because everything will be encrypted. And using your device, you will generate plenty of encryption key. And you will encrypt every single photo with a different encryption key. And you will have the notion of group keys for folders. You will send all this encrypted data on the server. And then as soon as you want to share a photo with me, what you will do is simply sharing a key that enables me to decrypt a specific photo or a folder key so that I can access to the full folder. So this is yet another simple use case, but it already exists in the Web 2. But if you want to have in a Web 3 on a sovereign manner, this is the way to go. And there is another use case that we are using. It's a very simple one. When you think Web 2, what you are doing is authenticating yourself with a login password, and then you are giving away your data. And with Ledger Live, if you are a user, there is no login, and the data is simply local. So that when you are using Ledger Live on your desktop and on your mobile, nothing is synchronized because they don't talk each other, and Ledger doesn't have your data. And then we are using the Ledger keying protocol for this. So you will create all your cryptocurrency account, you will define your settings, and then you will encrypt this data with your Ledger device. This data will be stored on the server. Again, it doesn't matter, everything is encrypted. And then you will share the encryption key from your desktop to your mobile so that your mobile can decrypt this data and all the two devices are synchronized in a sovereign manner. Because so that means that only you has access to the data and not even Ledger can decrypt it. So again, this is like a simple feature in a Web3 in the Web2 world, but if you translate it in a Web3 world in sovereign manner, it didn't exist before. So we are very proud of it, and we are expecting that developers to build on top and creating the Google Photos without Google and all of this.
I can tell you put a lot of thought into it. Are these some things that maybe Ledger wants to explore at some point? Whether it's from like a data storage or a communications application, maybe similar to Telegram. Like, do you guys want to expand in one of those directions eventually?
So for now, there is this simple use case of ledger sync, so the synchronization between your Ledger Live. And for the future, yes, we are thinking about there's potential use cases.
Mm-hmm.
I'm personally thinking that communication is something really important, and that must be sovereign. That's why also I'm a big fan of Signal, for instance, which does end-to-end.
Oh, I have Signal too. It's great.
Yeah, it's great. Frankly, if you think about it, like a Signal is has the same ethos as the Web3 world. So sometimes for me it's a bit weird that all the users of the Web3 users are on Telegram, but this is what it is. And yeah, so I'm a big fan of Signal, and you could leverage the protocol to integrate Signal or build something like this. And when you think about it, like payment and communication are related in a way, because you have a network of friends and you communicate with these friends, and this is the ones with who you are exchanging value and money and so on. So I think those two things are related. So cracking the communication plus crypto payment in the same application is something important. And by the way, this is something that Telegram is doing. Signal tried to do that in the past, but it didn't work so well with the Mobi. I think that was the name of the blockchain. So this is something we are thinking about. Nothing to announce, just that we are exploring these ideas. Yes.
That's awesome, man. Ledger obviously has expanded and grown a lot over the years. I had the Ledger Nano hardware wallet for a long time, but you guys are constantly innovating on top of that and other new products and stuff. And you brought these stacks too, which I've heard about, but I haven't had one for myself. Are these like one of the latest things that came out?
Yeah, there's two devices are the latest one. Here you have three devices, Ledger stacks. And as you can see, there are magnets so that you can stack them. That's the name. Also, you have the curved screen so that the screen is also on the edge.
I see, on the edge here.
Yeah, and you can choose the name of your device. So this one is Charles. This is mine. Okay. You can also change the background photo. Here it's beautiful photos of the Alps. And it's touchscreen. It's inked touchscreen, so you can interact with it simply by playing with the touchscreen.
Ah, that's so slick.
Here it boots.
Look at that. That's cool.
This is my
pin. I like that UI. That's nice.
Yeah, frankly, this is really what we wanted to do with this device. Having the same level of security that you have with the Nano S, the Nano X, the S Plus, but we wanted to improve the UX, because when you think about it, security and UX is also a difficult trade-off. We don't want to compromise with security, but what we want to do is to keep the same level of security while improving UX, and this is what we did with Stax, and I think it's a success at the end. And here you have like the different applications that you installed, the Bitcoin, Ethereum, and others. You also have the security key app that you can use for second factor authentication or passkeys. So for instance, if you
like logging into Gmail or
you can log in with your device on Gmail, and everything is secured by your device. And with the ledger keying protocol, in the future you might even be able to encrypt your data with it. So it's really the product for securing your everything that is valuable for you. Either it's money, NFT, you name it, or even your data. And data is valuable. Sometimes I feel we forget a bit that privacy matters.
So what would be the benefit to having them stack? Is that just because of storage limits on each one, or?
To have it depends it depends on the use case. On my side, I have several devices depending on the use cases. I have one device for my long-term cold storage.
I see. Okay.
I have one device for doing degen stuff. I have one device for minting NFT, and I don't want this device there's a different valuable to be on the same device, because my long-term holding. I don't use this device a lot, and it's fine. And for the others, I don't really care, because sometimes I might interact with some weird protocol, but I know that there is like 100 USD on them on this device. So if ever I lose them. It's okay. You see what I mean? So segregating your account depending on your use case is a good practice. At the end, you can do everything on the same device, but you need to be careful too if you do that.
How durable are these? Like, are they drop proof, waterproof? Like, how much can they take a beating?
No, they are not very resistant. I wouldn't put it in the water.
Okay.
And I dropped mine a couple of times. It never gets hurt, but I would be cautious.
Is it okay if like a little rain were to fall on it?
Yeah,
or?
for this, yeah, it's okay. There was no worry about that.
Very
And
cool.
even the Nano S and X, they are not supposed to be waterproof. But mine went into the washing machine several times.
Oh no!
And it still works. It still works.
And they can find that on the website now. They can get that product. It's available.
Yeah, they are all available on ledger.com. This one is also a variation of the Stax. The Stax is very premium. The curve screen was quite a challenge to manufacture, and we wanted to have a similar version, but at a lower price point. That's why we created the Flex, and all of them, S Plus, X, Flex, and Stax are available on ledger.com. There is only one a small difference, is that the Stax doesn't ship tomorrow, but in 3 weeks, something like this. But all of them are available on ledger.com.
What's the main difference between the Flex and the Stax? Is it mostly in the layout and the screen, or?
Yeah, this is mostly the mechanical. The fact that the screen is not curved, it's a little bit thicker. If we compare them, it's a bit thicker. Here you have the curved screen. Here the screen is only flat, and you have here it's wider. You have the whole surface. So all of these tiny details represent some manufacturing challenge.
Sure.
When you think about creating hardware, and you come from the software world, you don't even imagine all these back-end challenges you have when it comes to creating these devices and manufacturing them. And manufacturing one device is difficult, but manufacturing them at scale with good yield and good quality is something even more difficult. So this is something we need to keep in mind. And so all these tiny details sound to be nothing, but at the end it changed a lot. And that's why we wanted to have like a similar device in terms of security and user experience with a lower price point, and then we compromised with those tiny details that I mentioned before.
Okay, and then it connects to Ledger Live, the software, and
yes, they connect to Ledger Live desktop and mobile because they implement a USB-C here, and also Bluetooth Low Energy, so you can connect them wirelessly with your mobile. And finally, we also implemented a cool feature that is the NFC. So that means that you can tap the device on your phone. So far, we didn't implement features that is leveraging this interface, but that will come in the near future. So I don't give more information, but I'm teasing a bit. So there is this NFC interface, and we will use it quite soon.
What are you guys' main goals here at Permissionless? Are you trying to promote the products, protocols, and awareness, or are you guys also looking for collaborations and partnerships? What are you hoping to get out of it?
So first of all, we wanted to officially announce Ledger Keyring Protocol and the way we are using it in Ledger Live with Ledger Sync. Secondly, it's always important to stay close to the ecosystem, meeting there's people in the space that are building a new application and new stuff. And I think the ecosystem is vibrant. I like this period during bear market, like everyone is depressed. During bull market, like too much noise, too much, and I like the in between, like now. And also like keeping an eye on the different protocol and blockchain that are launched, because we are an open platform, so that blockchain developers can build the support of their blockchain on our device and on Ledger Live. So we really need to connect with them in order to make sure they have all the tools, all the support they need to implement the support of their coin in the Ledger ecosystem.
And any plans on your guys' roadmap for 2025 that you can divulge?
For now, unfortunately, nothing to tease, but we have a couple of good projects in the pipe. Yeah, and so no, I can't tease more. But yeah, we launched Ledger Recover last year. That was a bit of drama in the ecosystem, but finally, some users found it very useful, and it's quite successful. We are happy with that. Also, we invested a lot on Ledger Live. Now in Ledger Live, you have plenty of different chains, plenty of protocol. You can buy, sell, swap, stake. You also have a banking card, and all of this multi-chain, which is a lot of work to support all of this. And we will continue investing on those. And this year we have announced and released as two new hardware devices. So it's quite a lot in 1 year. So we are quite proud of it. And I can say that 2025 will be also full of surprises.
Awesome. Well, it's a pleasure, man. Thank you for taking the time to hop on the pod and talk about what you guys are doing with Ledger and what's new and what's hot, what's coming, and keep it up. Huge fan of the brand and the product.
Thank you for having me.